Good day. Myself, Dr. Arvind Sharma, Associate Professor in Physics, Government Dogar College, Bikaner. Welcome all of you. Today's MSc final topic is velocity modulation process in two cavity klystron. As we are discussing about the two cavity klystron, today we are discussing about the mathematical aspects and conceptual aspects of velocity modulation in two cavity klystron. First of all, we know that when electrons are first accelerated by the high DC voltage V0 before entering the Buncher grids. If a potential V0 is applied for a charged particle, then we know that it gains the energy eV0 and it gives the kinetic energy to the electrons, that means half mv square. That means eV0 equal to half mv square. This expression after solving gives the velocity v0 equal to under root twice ev0 upon m, and if we replace the constants relating charged particle, then it becomes 0.593 into 10 raised to 6 under root v0 meter per second. Okay. Now, it is assumed that electrons leave the cathode with zero velocity. That is very important point. Electrons leave the cathode with zero velocity. Okay. When a microwave signal is applied to the input terminal, microwave signal, what we are applying? Microwave signal is applying to the input terminal. The gap voltage between the Buncher grids appears as Vs equal to V1 sin omega t. A simple microwave signal, we here using sinusoidal signal. V1 is the amplitude, and we assume that V1 is less than V0. In order to find the modulated velocity in the Buncher cavity in terms of either entering time t0 and exiting time t1, the gap transit angle theta z as shown in figure 9.22, we initially use this figure. It is necessary to average the microwave voltage in the Buncher gap. You can see it in your book as I provide you this figure shown in your book. Okay, here I am only taking the portion for velocity modulation, so this is not necessary for here. You can avoid this term also. Here we are using that only transit angle theta z, and it is necessary to determine the average microwave voltage in the Buncher gap as indicated in 9.26, that is given here. Okay. Since V1 less than V0, the average transit time through the Buncher gap distance d is simply as you calculating your time distance upon velocity d upon V0 equal to t1 minus t0. Now, what we are observing in this figure, signal voltage in the Buncher gap. Signal voltage in the Buncher gap. Okay. Given by that time t and Vs. Vs versus t. And maximum amplitude is V1. Vs equal to V1 sin omega t. Okay. This is t0. This point is t0 and this is t1. That means at the entering time its velocity is 0 and after it is increasing towards positive. Okay. And this is difference d. Average gap transit angle. What is average gap transit angle? You just multiplied it by omega with transit time. Omega tau equal to omega t1 minus t0, that is omega d upon v0. This is known as average gap transit angle. Now, the average microwave voltage in the Buncher gap. Average microwave voltage in the Buncher gap can be found in the following manner. 1 upon tau integral t0 to t1 v1 sin omega t dt. Okay. After integration and substituting the limits, this is given by this term. Here, cos omega t0, we are taking minus sign common, so this term comes before and this is after that. Here we just put the value of t1. What is the value of t1? Omega t1 equal to omega t0 plus omega d upon v0. And what is omega t0? Omega t0 is known as omega 0. Omega t0 is substituted by omega 0. Okay. Let us now introduce two parameters, omega t0 plus omega d upon twice v0 equal to omega t0 plus theta z upon 2 equal to a. Okay. And omega d upon 2 v0 equal to theta z upon 2 equal to b. Then using the trigonometric identity cos a minus b equal minus cos a plus b equal to twice sin a sin b, this equation becomes average value equal to v1 sin omega d upon twice v0 upon omega d upon 2 v0 sin omega t0 plus omega d upon twice v0. After using this trigonometrical relation, because we are seeing here, if we take such kind of trigonometrical identity, then it becomes twice sin a sin b. Okay. Now replacing the constants value in terms of theta z, this becomes v1 sin theta z upon 2 upon theta z upon 2 sin omega t0 plus theta z upon twice. This is the value for average microwave voltage. Average microwave voltage. What we are determining? Average microwave voltage in the Buncher gap. Here, beta defined as sin theta z upon 2 upon theta z upon 2. Okay, beta I equal to sin omega d upon twice v0 upon omega d upon twice v0 equal to sin theta z upon 2 upon theta z upon 2. Beta I is known as beam coupling coefficient. What is the significance of this? We know about in next articles. Beam coupling coefficient, that means coupling of beam depends upon this coefficient. Okay, beam coupling coefficient of the input cavity. Which is shown here in this diagram, beam coupling coefficient versus gap transit angle. Here theta z is gap transit angle and this is beam coupling coefficient beta I equal to sin theta z upon 2 upon theta z upon 2. Okay. Here we are seeing here that when theta z is 0, it is 1. After that, up to the value of minus 2, it is decreasing, and after that it is increasing and going negative to positive, and after that again negative, such kind of curve like as sinusoidal wave. It is like a sinusoidal wave. Okay. So here we calculate the relation for this. Now it can be seen that increasing the gap transit angle theta z. If we increasing the theta z, the coupling between the electron beam and the Buncher cavity, that is velocity modulation of the beam for a microwave signal decreased. This can be easily seen from here. If theta z increases, if theta z decreases, if theta g decreases, no, increasing the theta z increasing and beta I decreasing. Okay. Now, immediately after velocity modulation, the exit velocity from the Buncher gap is given by Vt1 equal to under root twice E upon m V0 plus beta I V1 sin omega T0 plus theta z upon 2. Okay. How it is calculated? Here we see that this is the expression for average signal V1 sin theta z upon theta z and sin omega V0. And what we are seeing here, this is beta I. V1 beta I sin omega T0 theta plus theta z upon 2. And what is this? Beta I V1 sin omega T0 plus theta z upon 2. We know that if microwave signal is not applied, then velocity is only equal to this portion. Only this. So this is the extra term due to microwave signal. Okay. This is additional velocity gained by the electrons. Okay. Where the factor beta I V1 upon V0 is known as depth of velocity modulation. Beta I V1 upon V0 is known as the depth of velocity modulation. Using binomial expansion, if beta I V1 less than V0, then this expression becomes Vt1 equal to V0 1 plus beta I V1 upon twice V0 sin omega T0 plus theta z upon 2. You should remember this expression, because when we are deriving the expression for bunching, electron bunching, we start from this expression, and if we are taking alternate sign, then plus is replaced by the minus. Okay. So velocity can be written as Vt1 equal to V0 1 plus beta I V1 upon twice 0 sin omega T0 plus minus theta z upon 2. Okay. So in next articles, when it is necessary, we are taking this expression directly. So remember it. So what we are seeing here, you can easily see that how we understand the velocity modulation in the two cavity klystron. Okay. So in summary, just electrons are entering by high DC voltage, then there is some velocity gained by that potential. After that we apply microwave signal, and after introducing the concept of Buncher transit time, average transit time, average gap transit time angle, and after taking the average microwave voltage, that means when we apply the average microwave voltage, then this gives the additional velocity to the entering electrons, and by combined effect of high DC voltage and microwave signal, we get the expression for the velocity modulation for two cavity klystron. Okay. So read this article carefully. Okay. Thanks to all of you.